Let's get it.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. This is the marvelous one with Dell and Danny D. Welcome to the show, Danny.
Hey y'all.
Welcome
Yeah.
back.
Welcome back. Yeah, right.
Wow. You know what I'm
I'm
saying? She's
ready.
back.
Yeah. And she's on here to talk about things, Commanders game or Redskins, football team, whatever the hell you want to call them, you know. But we will get to that. But first things first, you know,
Mm-mm.
it was an ugly win. It was a hard game to watch. The Giants are pretty terrible. But man, I'm just gonna have to take this win. As bad as it was, I've had to take this win, man. It was an ugly, ugly win. The Giants
It-
quarterback Locke was 0 for 8. His first 8 passes.
yeah.
It was
It was.
pretty bad.
It was like I'm sitting there watching them tank. It's like this is just horrible, man. Can they flip this game off or put hockey on or something? Yeah, it was so bad.
It was terrible, man. And I mean, we we were better than this team. Head over heels better than this team.
It had
And
to be.
still struggle. Still. Like, man, could we get more than a touchdown in this game? Really?
Yeah, Carr just kind of showed that he's just not anything. I mean, you're supposed to kill that team. I
Right.
mean, if you're any kind of quarterback, you should be able to light that team up.
You would think. And the thing that was really shocking to me was the fact that our run game was completely shut down with a makeshift defensive line that the Giants came out there with. They had a lot of injuries on defense. And we
Right.
had, I forget how many negative run plays we had. Like, I felt like every time Alvin touched the ball, he was going backwards, -1, -2 yards rushing. It was like, what is going on? Why are we struggling against this bad team?
Yeah, dog. I think he was like what 2.9 yards a carry or something like that. 2.8.
Some, something ridiculous. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was
But
crazy.
I'm happy to take the win, but it was an ugly win. Um, we did lose Derek Carr. Derek Carr is likely out for the season. He broke his hand and he's in
Mm.
concussion protocol. So I don't know who's going to start. I cannot tell you because the Saints do list Jake Hayner as the second string quarterback, the backup quarterback during games. However, the last time
Yeah,
Carr got hurt, they went to the guy that was on the practice squad and put him
right.
out there, Spencer Rattler,
Yep.
and we lose 3 straight. So I just don't know. I don't. This team is so unpredictable. I don't understand. You take people out of positions, you put them in some other position, and you expect them to do well. You can't understand why they're getting hurt. You take the third string quarterback that hadn't suited up all season long, that's been on the practice squad, and you throw him out there, and you can't understand why he's struggling. I I,
Right. Well,
I don't
tell me
understand.
this: who would you rather have a quarterback off
Who
of
would I
this?
rather? Who would
Yeah.
I rather have? You don't. You know who I would rather have quarterback. He's injured, and they wouldn't start him anyway. So
You talking about Taysom Hill,
Taysom
right?
Hill. I would rather Taysom
The
Hill at
two,
quarterback.
the
But
two is remaining in April.
right, but okay, all right, because Taysom Hill he would get out there and win, and we don't like that. Between the two, I would go with Jake Hayner. He's in his second year with the Saints, so you would think he would have a little bit more experience than a fifth round draft pick rookie who hasn't gotten a lot of reps. Most of his reps are probably with the scout team, I would assume, during practice. That's who they threw out, Spencer Rattler. Nothing against Spencer Rattler. I mean, I'm sure he'll probably, with the talent, with the skill level that he has, maybe in the future he may, have the chance to be something special. But right now, to throw him in the fire was just wrong. I thought they should have put Jake Hayner out there. I think our chances would have been better with him. So I hope that they start Jake Hayner against the Commanders. But I don't know. I don't know. I was completely thrown off with the fact that they put Spencer out there ahead of Jake Hayner last time. So who
Yeah.
knows who they're going to start? They may find somebody else and start him because I think they just signed a former Cowboys quarterback. So who knows? He may start.
Wow, that would be funny if that was
But the good thing about the win is that our interim head coach is a special teams coach, right? Former special teams coach. So he's more focused on those little details, the details that like blocking a kick, because that's how we won the game. The Giants had a chance to tie the game, and we blocked the kick, right? So we getting little things like that, the special teams things.
Oh, yeah, that's right. At the end,
At the end of the game, and it's happened in other games. We blocked. I think this is like maybe the second or third kick we've blocked within the last 3 to 4 games. So we're blocking more kicks. We're getting more special teams things that are happening. So I like that about having a special teams coach as the head coach, because he's more focused on those little details, those little 1% plays, like you mentioned earlier, that could make the difference in the game. So I like that about the team. I'm hoping that we can build on this. But man, my heart is saying that we can build on this, but up here is saying, man, this team sucks. Just lose all the games and get Shador Sanders.
Yeah, that's what it look like. Look like they're taking for Shador, man. That's what just personally look like to me. They don't look like they're trying to win. I
But the
mean,
bad part about it, not bad enough for Shador Sanders.
who's number one losses right now? They only got 2 wins.
Yeah,
So
the Saints have 5 wins. So
Is it the Panthers?
I think the Panthers have more than 2.
I think Panthers got 3 now.
Yeah, I think the Panthers have 3. I think it might be. Is it the Jags?
Jaguars? Mm-hmm.
Hang on, I'm looking it up right now. The Raiders have 2 wins.
Oh, the Raiders. I forgot how bad they are.
Yeah, the Raiders have 2. Oh, and the Giants. Raiders and Giants have 2 wins.
Yeah. But then
Jags. Go
yeah.
ahead.
I was about to say, what do the Jaguars and the Panthers have?
So you have a bunch of teams in the AFC that have only 3 wins. You have the Jets, Patriots, Browns, Jags, Titans, and that's it. And the Panthers have 3 wins.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot of 3 and 2 win teams in the league.
right. That's pretty bad. Mm-hmm.
I did not realize it was that many. That's crazy.
Yeah. So the likelihood of getting Shador Sanders is very unlikely. So I don't see it happening. But I'll take the win. Just take the W. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. It's hard to root for your team to lose it anyway. You know,
right?
I just can't do it. I got a lot of Cowboys fans. Man, we just lose the rest of the game. I don't want them to win. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't lose. Right. And if they do, I'm like, okay. And I'm be like, that's a consolation prize. But I ain't going to be rooting for my team to lose. I'm just not going to do it. Not going to do it.
I can't do it either. It's a difference with rooting for your team to lose and knowing your team is going to lose. You know what I mean?
Right. Big difference.
I can make the prediction here that, hey, yeah, we're going to lose this game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But when I watch the game, I'm hopeful that we can get the win.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Some people take that out of context. They think that I'm rooting for the team to lose when I say, man, this is going to be a bad team. This team is going to win 7 to 9 games, 9 at the most. That's what I said at the beginning of the season. Not because I'm rooting for them to lose. It's like, no, I'm looking at the schedule. I'm looking at the roster. I'm looking at the coach. And it's like, yeah, this mixture is bad news. This is not a good team. Now, I didn't predict less than 7 wins. Jesus, I mean, you got to be really bad to lose less than 7 games this season. So, But that looks like that may happen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Especially start next week.
Whoa,
yeah, we need to help you out with that.
See, there you go. You get carried away.
Hey, we're here. We're rebuilding. It's time to.
No, you're not rebuilding no more. Not at 8-5. You're not rebuilding.
This is a rebuilding year. That is.
It technically is a rebuild. I mean, this is the new team. Everything. It has to be a rebuilding. New quarterback, coaches, new owner, general manager.
New everything.
Has to be a rebuild. That has to be.
We even have a new team president.
I hear what you're saying, but you're winning. You know, the rebuild has already happened.
It's happening.
Yeah,
it's happening.
I don't know if you can say it happened during the season. You know what I'm saying? You can't, because rebuild can't be complete to the season though. So this is
No, right, yeah.
the rest of the rebuilding season.
We still have some parts that we need to be,
Even
Oh
better.
yeah,
beating, as
definitely
you
not.
said, beating certain
Well, yeah,
teams.
like I said, I always say it on this show. You beat the bad teams, you will make the playoffs. And that's what you guys are doing. You hadn't beaten the team with a winning record.
It doesn't matter. We're winning the games on our schedule, as I
That's
said before. We
the
don't, I mean, take that up with
I, I,
Goodell or whoever does scheduling. We
I,
don't do the scheduling, my
I like how
friend.
you adjusted that. You're beating the teams on your schedule, not the bad teams, the teams on your schedule. But
Things on your schedule.
uh,
Are they not on our schedule?
that
They
is
are.
true. That's true.
Those are
You
the
don't.
only games that we can play are the ones that are on our
Jaden
schedule.
Daniel doesn't make the schedule. So,
I
and
know.
and speaking of teams on your schedule, I know
Yeah.
last week somebody told me they was gonna whip that, you know,
Yeah,
with the
there we go exaggerating. I said we will win, and I'm telling you, we should have, but one
oh
bonehead
boy.
play, one bonehead play. It's not supposed to be one player that causes you to lose a game, but that's what happened. We go and touch a dead ball. We already blocked the kick, and we already in field goal range with our kicker. We blocked the punt. It's under 2 minutes left. Oh, the game is over. The game is done. And this bonehead sees the ball coming to him and then wants to be a superstar. First of all, if you recovered the ball right there, you would have lost all those yards that you gained from blocking the punt. All you had to do was not touch it. You get it back where the line of scrimmage was. It was just dumb all the way around, man. It's just a huge brain fart. Now, on the other hand, Cooper Cup.
Well, before you go there, let me ask you a question. I mean, you guys don't like. I mean, you should have known this from Leon Lett back in the 1990s when he did that against the Dolphins. Y'all don't just teach that. That should be something you teach players as they come in through the door in
Man,
Dallas. What
dog,
is wrong with y'all?
everybody should know that, but some players just don't. Some people don't know how to line up. Kadarius Tony, in the playoffs, he lines up off sides.
Oh yeah, I
It
forgot about
happens.
that.
Like, you got bonehead players that do bonehead things, and I was one of them. I mean, I want to say, well, people were saying that they were yelling, "Get away from the ball," and apparently he didn't hear it. He just sees the ball like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a play." And then you go and try to make the play and fumble the daggone ball back to the team and give them enough first down. That was just dumb all the way around. It was stupid. I know he must. I don't even know if they let him on the plane, dog. I don't know if they let him on the plane because I don't know if I could, you know. And then McCarthy, you got your running back who's averaging 7 yards a carry, and you don't continue to run the ball. It's just weird what he does. And he had this problem with the Packers where they just wouldn't run the ball. They refused to run the ball. Aaron Rodgers got mad at him for it, and that's why he wanted him out of there. And he's doing the same thing now. Coaches just don't change. I don't care how much analytics they say they do and all that. They just don't change. They don't change, man.
That's true. That's
He's
true.
reverting back to what he did with the Packers. You know what I'm saying? And it was just nutty that on how bad Cooper Rush played in that game. He had a QBR of 31. Okay. That's a terrible rate. As bad as he played, we were still supposed to win that game. That show you how bad Cincinnati is. Cincinnati is not a good team. They're just not. They're not a good.
Especially the defense. The defense is
Oh,
terrible.
defense is absolutely atrocious. If you're getting Rico Dowdle 7 yards a carry,
Right. That's true.
that's a problem. That's a problem. Wait till you play Saquon and them and all that. Somebody running at you for real. You know. But yeah, man, that was just a disappointing loss. Not that I was looking forward to this. We needed this big win or nothing like that. But like I said, I can't vote for my team to lose, even though I know it helps us in some way, quote unquote, gives us some kind of help. I can't root for my team to lose. I can't do it. Can't do it. And and,
Yeah.
and for real, what people don't get, all these people talking about why don't we lose and get a better pick. We still got the same organization. It's the organization. It ain't who we picking.
You still got to pick the right player, right?
Yeah, we had 9 Pro Bowlers last year. We had 9 Pro Bowlers last year. You picking players. You're picking decent players. You're bringing in decent players. But the organization is just not putting things around them for that group of team
I
talent.
got you.
And it's going to be like that. I mean, that's what it's been for the last damn near 30 years almost now. So it is what it is. And we got the organization. We probably need to get our own in a scandal like another team did. Catch their own out there doing some crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, you did catch him in a scandal, but he paid that off. He paid that lady, his daughter off.
Yeah,
That
we got
wasn't
the Diddy
that wasn't
part.
seething enough.
You call him Diddy?
Yeah, we got to catch Jerry Jones at the Diddy party. And
Right.
But did we catch him doing something like a few years ago and he got out of it some kind of way?
it was something
At
young.
the parlors. Was he at the parlors, or it was like the child support was the latest one?
That was Robert Kraft at the parlor.
Oh yeah, right. At the
That's right. That
parlors,
was
yeah.
Robert Kraft. Yeah,
That
that's
was
Right,
Robert
right, yeah.
Kraft.
yeah.
That joint
Jerry just had the child support. His daughter's 40, still wanting to be seen. Okay.
it was something with some woman that something that was happening or something. There was some scandal that went through real quick, but he got it out of there.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
able to do that.
Yeah, well, see,
Get out of here.
see, when you're winning, you can easily get that stuff out of there. You could quiet that noise down. Winning cures
Yeah.
everything. Robert Kraft, winning cures everything.
Yeah, to a degree. To a degree. You gotta win it all. You can't just win. Because Dallas went 12-3, won 12 games 3 years in a row. We try to get our coach out of there.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about for Jerry.
3 years in a row. Huh?
I'm talking about for Jerry.
Jerry ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere. As long as he keep winning.
Yeah,
So.
we about to get him up out of there though. McCarthy up out of there.
Oh, McCarthy. I was about to say. I thought you were talking about Jerry.
Oh
Yeah.
no, can't get Jerry out there. He the owner GM.
Yeah, I know. He ain't going nowhere.
And president,
by
right?
himself, and he a narcissist. So he never
Right.
by himself. Ever.
Right.
He love hearing himself talk. He get on that show and he just pissed me off damn near every week. I hear him. Boy, he just be trying to blow smoke of people, talking about he's questioning blocking a punt. Like, what is wrong with you, Jerry? He's questioning whether we should have blocked the punt. And the head coach got on the thing and said, we did not call a punt block. He just got through and made the block like he's supposed to do.
Dude, right. That's what you want him to do.
That's what you want him to do. The game was over. What are you talking about?
Oh,
One dude made a bonehead play. I still don't understand how he didn't know that all I had to do was back the hell away from the ball. Kind of like when you got a punt return and the guy and everybody's pointing at the ball saying, hey, back up, ball, back up. And that one guy tried to scoop it up and run it in.
Yep.
And this is exactly what happened. That dude, brain fart, no clue, no awareness what's going on. And all he had to do just not touch it. The ball would have been 25 yards up that way.
Right.
And he goes touch it and don't even recover it. At least recover, you gonna touch it.
Right. And I mean, you can't totally blame him for it too, because you still got to play defense after the play. You don't give up a 50-yard touchdown afterwards.
We already gave the ball back to them on the 40, on our own 40.
Right.
He was already close to the range. You need like 5 or 6 yards for field goal or distance.
Yeah, but you gave up the touchdown.
Yeah.
Look, giving up the touchdown was actually better than sitting back. Yes.
Oh, okay. Then letting the clock run out.
Yes, they were already in field goal range. So that was actually better than sitting there and waiting for them to kick a long field goal.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Already in field goal range damn near.
Gotcha.
It worked out, but he didn't do that on purpose. Bland just, it was Jamar Chase, but he was so far back off of him. I don't even know what he was thinking. He was like 15 yards
He was
off.
scared. That's what he was thinking.
Probably.
All right, man.
Jamar Chase did tear us up. He had like 170 yards.
He did. He destroyed y'all. All right, man. Let's go and recap these games, man. You know, I need to get the total of all our picks because I know I'm leading by now. I gotta be leading. Crushing you, man.
You
Oh,
don't
dude.
even, you don't understand how bad I was dogging you early in the year.
Man,
You
stop it. You
know,
wasn't
like
dogging
four or
none.
five games, man.
Nah, man, stop it. Stop it. I
And
mean,
then
this week I
last
went
week,
9-4. You went 8-5, man. I'm killing you every week.
oh, that's killing me. Beat my one. Well,
One day.
I beat you by one last week, so we even for the last 2 weeks. How about that?
Right. We even for the last 2 weeks, but I've been crushing it. Come on, man.
No, sir.
Long as you keep picking the Jets, I'm good.
You don't know how bad I was crushing you earlier.
He every week he picks the Jets.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
All right, well let's review. Now I did make a mistake this week. All right, we're gonna start with the Thursday night game. All right, we had the Lions at home against the Packers. The Lions were 3-point home favorites. You picked the Lions. I picked the Packers. I thought the Packers were gonna get this one because the Lions beat them the first time they played. I figured they were gonna split this season. But man, the Lions are just on the roll, man. Lions got this victory. And man, we gotta give Campbell credit, man. I mean, he is the new Riverboat Ron.
That's almost an insult, based on what they're doing.
That's true. That's true.
He's
That's true.
gambling and winning.
Yeah,
I mean, but is it lucky or is it calculated?
I think it's calculated. We wanted him for our coach. We did. We wanted him.
I think he's getting lucky though a little bit because some of those fourth downs he's going for, they're just nuts. On his own 30-yard line. I mean, come on, yo. And he didn't get it. He lucky that didn't cost him the game because it was only
Right.
3.
Right, because I remember what last year he was doing this stuff. Remember, he kept going for the 2-point conversion against the Cowboys. It wasn't getting it. It ended up losing the
kept trying
game.
to save him.
Yeah.
Football guys kept trying to save him. Like, look, dog. All right, you see what's going on. Why don't you go to overtime? Nah, we going for it. Get another penalty. Get a little closer. Nah, we going for it. Didn't he think he had another penalty?
Yeah, took it back, right?
He still went for it. I'm like, come on, yo.
Come on,
You
man.
just how you gonna still go for it?
Look, when it works, you're a genius. When it doesn't work, you're an idiot. And I think it's just his year. It's just the Lions' year. It's smart to go for it because you're confident in your team. You feel it's right. And that's what he's doing. It's a gut feeling. It feels right to him. He's going for it. And you got two good running backs. Why not? So it's working for the Lions. I am actually rooting for the Lions to win the Super Bowl. I want Detroit to get off the snot and get themselves a Super Bowl championship so we can stop talking about this team as being garbage. Because I want the Lions to win one, and I want the Clippers to win the NBA title, which is probably never going to happen. But need to get these bad teams off this list. Speaking of bad teams, the Giants were at home against the Saints. Saints were 5-point favorites. Saints got the win. We both picked the Saints on this. What can I say? The Giants are pretty bad. And we did not have a good game at all against this team and still were able to beat them. So.
Y'all lost to Panthers last week. Was that last week or week before
that? We lost to who was that we lost to last week? I forget who it was.
That wasn't the Panthers.
No, it definitely wasn't the Panthers.
Oh, okay.
No, the Panthers game is when we fired Dennis Allen.
Right.
Yeah, that's why that game is so significant. We lost to the Rams last week.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's expected.
Why you gotta say it like that, yo?
And we talked about that winning against the bad teams, and we had that conversation.
Yeah, we had that conversation, but I don't like the way you said that. That's kind of insulting. Didn't appreciate that.
Disrespectful.
Yeah, real disrespectful. That was expected. Respectfully. When somebody says that mean that when they say all due respect, it means disrespectfully.
Yeah, the next statement I'm about to say is about to be very disrespectful.
Right.
Respectfully. Right.
Yes, respectfully. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Titans at home against the Jags. Titans were 4-point home favorites. I went with the Jags. Dell went with the Titans. And the Jags won this game, as I said they would, 10-6, big time win. Like
said that. Well, you picked him by default. Get out of here. See, that's what I'm talking about. He just said he would never ever take the Titans again. That's the only reason why he picked them. The only reason he picked the Jags. Gonna come back talking about, well, like I said, what's going to happen. Pick that by
Fact, fact, because there's no way in hell I would have picked the Jags with Mac Jones at quarterback.
On the road.
That's how he is.
On the road.
On the road.
Yeah, I thought Levis was going to have at least a kind of decent game against the worst pass defense in the league. Nah, Levis come through and Levis all over the place. He just Levis all over the place. It was just, I mean, Tony Pollard, you just squandered Tony Pollard having a 100-yard game.
Right.
But Levis was just horrible. He was pretty bad.
Yeah, I think it's time for the Titans to move on from him.
Yeah, I think you gave him enough shot. That's like 2 years.
Yep, that's all. Yep, it's like a year and a half because I think it was half of last year. So, but that's enough. That's enough of a sample size to make a determination that this kid is not maybe a backup quarterback, but not a starter. So
we done seen enough.
Yeah, I've seen enough. I told you, I'm not picking the Titans ever again. Not. All right, Dolphins at home against the Jets. Dolphins with 6-point home favorites. You and I both went with the Dolphins here. Aaron Rodgers is running out of excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Whose fault is it now? I'm gonna ask this every week.
He got probably talent-wise, he got one of the best receiver cores in the league. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah,
he can't get it done, so it got to be on him.
Gotta be. I don't want to hear any more excuses. I don't want to see another coach get fired, Aaron.
That's going to happen.
Well, he already got the head coach fired.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. He threw for 400 yards. I mean, that's pretty accomplished. But you didn't win the game. You didn't make the plays you needed to make when you needed to make them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, he took them to overtime. They didn't get a chance to get a ball. That's what the whole thing was. In overtime, Miami just took the ball, just went right down the field and scored. So. Yeah, I mean, I ain't saying he completely laid down, but there was some plays he left out there for real. He left some plays out there.
Well, you know what? That might be the case in this game against the Dolphins, right? The Dolphins were supposed to win this game, but I'm talking about the games before this, the games that they lost.
Oh,
the games against bad teams. What's your excuse? So, whatever.
Yeah, he was bad.
He was bad. All right. Vikings at home against the Falcons. Vikings with 6-point home favorites. You and I both went with the Vikings, and they crushed the Falcons. Is it time for the Falcons to bench Kirk Cousins and put in Michael Penix Jr.?
I think they're going to take a look at Penix, man. I think they seriously will go and take a look at Penix.
You think they're going to start Penix this week?
If Kirk has one more game like this, I think they're going to see where he at because their season will pretty much be done at that point. And so they'll probably be looking to see what he got. I mean, they'll be 6-8 if they lose again this week. And the best you can win is 9 games. I think they're pretty ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, because I think now Cousins is like, is it 0 touchdowns and 8 interceptions in the last 4 games? It's something horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say he hasn't thrown a touchdown in like 3 or 4 games.
Yeah. And he's thrown a ton of interceptions. I mean, it's almost like, he's one of those characters. 4
in one game last week, wasn't
he? Yeah, he did. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's Jameis Winston's. Like he's on the Scooby-Doo, when they catch the villain and they pull the mask off him and you see Jameis Winston under the mask, Kirk Cousins.
They're still second in the division.
It's still second in the division. That's how bad the division is. But yeah. Not saying a lot.
Bucks are 7-6 winning, right?
Yeah, right. All right. Next game. Eagles at home against the Panthers. Eagles were 12-point home favorites, and they squeaked out a win against the Panthers. So
I mean, super squeaked. I mean, dude caught the touchdown, and he just couldn't hold it, couldn't possess it right. It should have been touchdown because he should have caught it. But I mean, they really squeaked that one out against the Panthers. Yeah,
and
Panthers too. Not a good look. They did this at the end of last year.
right. Yeah, and then there's some rumblings in the Eagles locker room about this. You know, the
Yeah,
especially
it
the
was
passing game.
a
They're
bad
struggling.
win. Yeah, it was a quote unquote bad win. You didn't look impressive
Oh
against one of
no.
the teams in the league.
Look at her. She's smiling about this. She think this is the demise of the Eagles.
I'll have my turn to talk about that.
Okay. All right. All
But
right.
I
yeah,
like
Jalen.
that internal turmoil. I like that. I like hearing that.
Mm,
Yeah, but Jalen Hurts only throw for 108 yards
yeah.
against them. I mean, you got all your receivers back. You don't hit your first tight end back, but the backup tight end ain't bad. Saquon is still on pace for
That's what I
that.
was gonna say.
Yeah, he's still on pace for that record. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, 2 more weeks like this. That's gonna put him in the MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if he doesn't win the MVP, there should be rioting in the streets
Oh yeah,
in every
especially
major city.
for sure.
Yes.
If he breaks that record for sure, he has to win it.
He gotta win it. If they give it to Lamar Jackson, I'm gonna scream. It should go to this guy.
Mm.
Now, I love Lamar Jackson. I've been rooting for him to win the MVP just about every year, but they got to give it to
Right.
Saquon. Got to.
Yeah,
Or I'm a riot in the streets by myself.
definitely.
All right. Next slide. Steelers at home against the Browns. Steelers 6.5 point home favorites, and the Steelers won this game. You and I both went with the Steelers. You know, I guess Winston is turning back into a pumpkin.
Yeah, so I mean, we already knew it was happening eventually. He's doing what he do. Give you the risk and the reward. You
That's
know,
right.
he might throw for 400 yards, but he's gonna give you about 3-4 plus.
And he might give you some sound bites at the beginning of the game too. You know,
Right, right,
whether eating a W or asking for deliverance against pick sixes.
right. Right. Man, I only throw one pick six today because we are blessed to be here, and I'm blessed to play this beautiful game. Now, that dude was tripping.
that, that is too funny, man. My man said, "Please deliver me from these pick sixes." I know I'm a better quarterback than this. That is too funny. All right, next game: Bucks at home against the Raiders. The Bucks were 6.5 point home favorites, and the Bucks won this game 28-13.
Smash it.
Yeah. I mean, the Bucks had the reason they're 7-6 is because they had a really difficult schedule and a lot of injuries to key players. So I suspect the Bucks are going to win this division because now their schedule is starting to ease up for them.
Your top two receivers, for like
Yeah.
what, 5 weeks?
Well, Godwin is gone. I think gone for the season. Maybe not the season, but he's been gone for a good while.
Both were out for like 5 weeks.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I mean, the top receiver was the tight end.
Right. Yeah, Auden. Yep.
Right. So
Auden.
Auden, Auden has been killing it since Godwin went out, and Evans has been hampered with injuries. So, yeah, but the Bucks are now leading the NFC South, and their schedule is getting ready to ease up for them. So I suspect they're going to win this division.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And I don't know what to say about the Raiders. I was really hopeful that they'll do well this season because I wanted to see Antonio Pierce do well. But I hope he makes it.
Yeah, I was rooting for him, man. I'm still rooting for him, but I just thought that I think when he took over the team, he just made them play better, look better. They actually had defense, and then they just kind of floating right back to where they were.
Right.
Surely. But I mean, first thing is you got to get a quarterback,
Yep.
and they don't have one.
And then it's like, does the owner give Antonio Pierce another year with him getting a quarterback in the draft? I don't know. Not at 2-11 or whatever they are now. Something ridiculous. I don't know if you give him another shot at it. So.
I mean, you depending on what excuse you're going to give him for this year, because Gardner Minshew, that was terrible. I hope he didn't sign off on that. Maybe
Right.
the owner brought Gardner in, and he didn't want him. I'm spitballing. I'm just throwing something against the wall. I don't know none of this, but maybe that's the way. That's one of his out. Maybe that's one of his outs. He can say, "Hey, man, I didn't want that guy. You didn't let me bring the guy in that I want to bring in." You know what I'm saying? Let me
Right,
let me get 1 year and then the people I want to bring in.
right.
Hopefully that.
Yeah, hopefully that works for him. Maybe, hopefully he doesn't insult the owner by saying, "Hey, man, you made a bad pick," and he said, "Well, you're fired." I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah, picking you. You out of here.
Yeah, right. Joke's on you, fool. All
Right,
right.
right.
All right. Next slide. Cardinals at home against the Seahawks. You and I both with the Cardinals because the Cardinals are 2.5 point home favorites, and the Seahawks, that daggone Geno Smith,
I
pulled it
know
out.
Gino puts it through.
That's right. Man, you gonna put some
Man,
respect on Geno's name.
man, his little 233 and one touchdown crack, that little average ass, he ain't doing nothing. Cardinals actually S the bed
Hey
in
man.
this game. You know,
Hey man, you call it
uh,
what you want. Geno got the win. Geno's 8-5.
Yeah.
oh, those 8-5 now. Oh, okay. All
That's
right.
right.
I ain't gonna,
Geno's eight and
I ain't
five.
going for like 4,000 yards and 35 touchdowns.
Put
That bad.
put some respect on Geno's name.
No, they won because they ran the ball on the Cardinals. They ran all over
They did.
them.
They did.
They,
With the
Cardinals,
backup running back, because Kenneth, what's his name? Kenneth, who's the starter?
Walker's out. He
Yeah,
was
Kenneth
out.
Walker. But Shoba, I forget his name.
Charbonnet.
Charbonnet.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
ran the ball pretty well. I forget how many yards he had. He had 134,
Yeah.
22 carries,
Yeah.
134, and 2 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, it was over 100. Every time I looked up there, he was
Yeah, he
chunky
was
yards.
killing it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Uh,
Gave the
Let's
Cardinals the business. What'd you
Yeah, the
say?
Seahawks are, I just looked it up. The Seahawks are they're winning the division so far.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
never won in the division. Yeah.
Yep.
yep.
They're
I
leading that
mean,
division.
yeah, eye wise, I don't see that they don't look as good as the Rams do, but yeah, they're leading the division.
Well, I mean, they're leading the division by 2 games. So
Right.
so
Hmm.
they're likely to win that division. Speaking of the Rams were at home against the Bills. The Bills were 5 point road favorites, and the Rams won this game. You and I both picked the Bills to win, and the Rams won this
Yeah.
game 44-42. I mean, in a
That was a
shootout.
good game.
I actually thought about taking the Rams, man. I was like, ugh, they
Me
just got
too.
off that easy game against the Cardinals or the Bills, and now they're gonna go West Coast and play the Rams. You know what I'm saying? All high and mighty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Josh Allen had a crazy game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 6 total touchdowns, 330, 343 yards passing. Uh, I mean, people were still praising the hell out of Josh Allen for what he was, and they lost the game.
Yeah.
They MVP. That's MVP. I'm like, yo, he lost. They just lost. You know, yeah, I get it. He did put up some gaudy stats. If you have 6 touchdowns in one game, and everybody who's playing against him in fantasy, yeah, you felt it because I
That's what I was
felt
about
it
to
too.
say. What are those fantasy numbers?
Mm.
And
Oh my
my
God, he had 5 fantasy points, which is crazy for a quarterback.
And how
yeah,
many rushing yards did he have? Because he was running like crazy.
82 rushing
Dang.
yards on 10
Yeah,
carries.
he was running. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, over 400 total yards, 6 touchdowns. That's monster.
Yeah. In
That is
my
monster.
fantasy league, that's 58 points.
Mm.
Yep. Yep.
He definitely
You
won
really,
that week, whoever had him.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
I, but
Yeah, he was looking good and everything. But uh what's his name? Stafford was looking a little bit better. And Puka Nakua, he lit them
Yeah,
up.
he was
He lit them
yeah,
up.
he did.
mm,
He
Oh man, he had
did.
one sideline catch. Crazy. I mean, it was the epitome of the tippy toe. You know what I'm saying? Got the hands out fully extended, brought it in, then tippy toed to join in. It was crazy, and barely got the tippy toes in.
yeah.
Puka Nacua definitely is taking off as number one receiver there,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
and we're gonna see if they can keep.
Hmm.
Yep,
I didn't
for
realize
sure.
how big he was, man. He's a big, solid guy, man. He bullies some of those
Yeah,
cornerbacks out there. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
And speaking of fantasy points, Sam Darnold. Thank you, Sam. You got me in the playoffs in my fantasy football league with those 44 points. Thank you, Sam.
The guy you talking about was and everything. Now you picking him up, huh? The guy
Absolutely. Hey, man, why you got to bring up old stuff? You got to bring up old stuff. Nobody,
Well,
look.
when your quarterbacks were getting hurt and stuff, you having to go to the next best thing.
And look, to be honest with you, the only reason I put him in is because Jaden Daniels was on the bye. And so I had to put him in as my starter. He got me 5 touchdowns. I said, man, Sam, you came at the right time because I needed this win to make the playoffs.
Yeah, man, he went nuts. 22 or 28. Yeah, 6 incompletions and throw for 47 yards and 5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. And finally woke up Jefferson, who did not have a touchdown in like 5 weeks. And then he come this week and had like 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. I mean,
yep.
Their offense was clicking.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. The Vikings are for real. And pay the man, Vikings. Pay the man. Sam Darnold deserves it.
But that's the thing. They already went and got that first round pick on that rookie.
I don't care.
Pay him.
Pay the man. Pay the man.
Capital.
Hey, man, look. Look, it ain't my money. So, pay the man. All right, next.
Right.
Yeah, what? Yeah, we can't go too crazy. It was the Falcons.
Man, look, dude, the first round draft pick, he's on a rookie salary. Pay the man. Give Sam a 2 or 3 year deal. There'll be a bridge to the rookie. Let the rookie sit. Aaron Rodgers did it.
Depending on if they make the play. Yeah, depending on what he do in the playoffs. That's gonna matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He does win a playoff. They do.
Yeah, and which I think they will win a playoff game. They're good. Next game, 49ers at home against the Bears. 49ers were 4-point home favorites. I went with the Bears, and Dell went with the 49ers. 49ers destroyed the Bears. It wasn't even.
What you now? Ooh-wee.
Why would I pick the daggone Bears?
I don't know what you're thinking on now. Nah, the Bears are bad. They just
Marvelous One. Did you hear what people were saying about the Bears?
What are they saying about the Bears?
They were saying they haven't been the same since they played us. They just haven't gotten themselves together. It was tough. That was tough.
Who's saying that? You saying that? That's who's saying that.
Hey, no, I mean the internet is talking. The internet is talking. I'm telling you.
There you go.
Hey, I'm just saying. I didn't say it. They said it.
They said it.
They said it.
Because I kind of recall them saying that second half against Shaw's when he turned the corner and he was actually looking good for the last 3 games after that. 2 or 3 games after y'all. That's a call.
Hey,
am I wrong?
That's what you recall?
Speaking of 1% plays. Speaking of a 1% play, you won that game on a Hail Mary when the defensive back was messing around with the fans and missed the play.
And you know how he said earlier, almost doesn't count? Look at that.
There's no category for almost. No category for almost. You're right.
He almost had that ball, but we were right there.
Quick sidebar. You know what's funny though, Marvin? How they went through and they start saying how they were how they were saying how they drew up that
they said they drew it up, really?
Yeah, they drew it up to tip up. The ball is supposed to get tipped up and go to the guy in the back like that. Like that's exactly how they drew it up. Like, you know what I'm saying? We've been practicing.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, but you want your people back there. I mean, it was a great place to be.
The guy in the front pups it up and he pops it to the guy in the back. I was like, oh my God. Stop.
It makes sense to be there.
It would. It would if he was the one. The commander was the guy that popped it up. It was a Chicago guy that popped it up back to him.
She don't care. Look at her. She like. Whatever.
And listen,
it makes sense to me.
It counted in the W column for us, so I'm with it.
That's my point. I don't care how you get it. You got it.
Because just like we took that as a W, I almost threw a shoe through my TV when we jumped off sides in the daggone Steelers game. I'm like, oh my gosh. Are
Yeah,
you
talk about
freaking kidding
bonehead
me?
plays. That's exactly what I'm talking about. One player making a bonehead.
One, right.
Oh,
Yeah, he was
yeah.
inconsolable.
I remember that. That was the play that
And you
closed
knew
out the game. You knew they weren't
Tomlin
going to run a
called it like
play.
that. Tomlin called it like that because he knew the adrenaline on the field was just so high that
Mm,
there we go.
yeah,
But it went in the W as they, in their column. So
that's right.
same. You gotta take
Yeah.
the good with the bad,
Yeah.
the play.
Yep. I'll call the NFL and see if we can get an almost column.
Yeah.
All right, next slide. Chiefs at home against the Chargers. Chiefs are 3.5-point home favorites. Dell went with the Chargers. I went with the Chiefs, and the Chiefs won this game 19-17 on a game-winning field goal for like the fifth time or whatever it is. Something ridiculous. They walk off field goal.
Yep, and how many of them games been 3 or less?
I know, right?
Always close. Always close. No matter. I think didn't they start off like 10-0 or 14-0 in this game or something like that? Like they started off like big or something like either 10-0 or 13-0 or something like that to start the game. And yeah, they just kind of stalemated each other and then the Chargers just got getting closer and closer with field goals and then scored a touchdown here and then actually took the lead.
So the Chiefs started this game 13-0 at halftime. And the Chargers scored 2 touchdowns in the third quarter to take the lead by 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
man.
Then from that, they traded field goals.
Yep. And then they let Patrick Mahomes do his Patrick Mahomes
do his thing and allow the I'm sure I didn't watch this game, but I'm sure the referees played a part in it just like they have in all the other games that the Chiefs have played. I mean, there's a conspiracy going around that the referees are out to help the Chiefs win games.
I mean, you can look at it and see. Damn, it's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird. Like the game against the Ravens early in the season, they called that illegal formation penalty on the Ravens on the tackle multiple times in the game. It was like, okay. And then they show the Chiefs tackle lined up the same way. They didn't call him.
Yep, 2 yards back. And they ain't say nothing.
Nothing about it. So I don't know. I'm not big into conspiracies, but this one here, I'm like,
Hey, and remember, I sent you that video. I sent you that video in the Super Bowl in San Francisco where they gave him a first down and he didn't have a first down.
I remember that.
Nobody said anything. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. That was the weirdest script look like I've ever seen. I mean, he ran for 7 or 8 yards. They gave him a first down. Nobody said nothing. And this is the game-winning drive.
Right.
It was just crazy, man. Sometimes. What can I say? Almost magic. They at least even trying to give them their third one or make them close to getting their third Super Bowl. And then just take it
well, Patrick Mahomes is going to be the GOAT if he keeps going at this pace.
Well, that's the only way he can get close to Brady's a 3-peat. If he do 3-peat, they're probably going to give it to him already.
I'm ready to give it to him. He pulled out this 3-peat because that's Tom Brady never pulled off a 3-peat.
Never put on 3-peat, but he ain't got nowhere close to 7 Super Bowls yet. So,
well, he's still young. Quarterbacks nowadays are playing the 45, so he got another 20 years or whatever it is. So he could definitely do it. So, and in a way the refs are helping him out, he could probably get the 7 Super Bowls in the next he already got 3, so next 4 years.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the next game. The game that Dell told me, book it. Cowboys got this. Cowboys at home against the Bengals. Bengals are 5-point road favorites. I went with the Bengals. Dell went with the Cowboys. And the Bengals won this game like I said they would. I knew it.
Man, like I said they would. Man, this is just one of the worst, dumbest losses Cowboys have took in a long time. This is one of the dumbest. This is not the Hail Mary. This is just stupidity. The guy touches the ball, got no business touching it. It just, but you know, it's a dichotomy of what the coach is doing. You're supposed to coach that out of players. Players should all know the rules.
Right.
Apparently, we ain't coach them up for that. Hey, we blocked this. Don't touch it.
Right.
I don't know why you got to say that to people, but I guess you got to.
Right. Right.
Did you guys have a timeout left before
No,
that
we
play?
didn't. Field goal range. They were punting in their own territory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we had a timeout, that would have been a great time to take a timeout and talk to your people, but you didn't have one.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess no one suspected they were going to block the punt.
Right. We had 3 timeouts. We were trying to save them so that we could have time to score because they would start
Oh,
2020.
so you had 3. Okay.
Yeah. We were trying to save them so we can, do that.
Well,
Oh.
anyway.
Whatever.
Are you really sad about this?
No, she not. She was as
I don't
happy
need
as
you
when
anywhere close. I don't need you anywhere close.
Yo, the look on her face was like, oh, like you can see she cracking up inside.
Hey,
Oh, yeah, I love it. I
that's the
love
same
it.
thing I had when they missed that extra point against us. They was all jumping out.
I know. It's like,
They missed it. I was like, oh,
right.
that was so close. You
I
just
was like,
so
didn't hear them all year. All of a sudden, they megaphone talking. I'm like, here we go.
Oh man. All right. You ready to make these picks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really intrigued to see who Danny picking this week. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I forgot what she did last time. What she do? You remember what she did last time?
I do not.
I had a winning record.
It
Whatever
had to
it
be
was.
terrible. It had to be terrible.
No.
Gotta be. I mean, I can't imagine her making any good picks.
Marvelous one. I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, what's your question?
I heard you say that you have JD5 on your fantasy football team.
Absolutely.
Smart choice.
Yeah, auto pick.
So you starting them? Are you starting them Sunday or no?
Yeah,
everybody.
Yeah,
everybody gonna start him. You have to.
I think auto pick for picking him.
Well, I
auto
actually
pick was smart.
I actually picked him on my fantasy team.
Did you?
Go Dale.
Well,
Smart
I knew he gonna run around. I see the guy playing college. I know he going and running quarterbacks are valuable in fantasy. I mean, what you gonna say? Now, I know he's gonna like be all accurate and all that, and I didn't think that accurate, but I knew he's gonna get some rushing yards for sure.
I had him on my bench, and Derek Carr was my starter. Derek Carr started out well. The first 2 games, he was killing it. I was feeling good. Right. And then, boy, he started looking bad. And that's when your rookie stepped up. And I said, I got to put this kid in the starting lineup. And I've been crushing it ever since.
You know, that's his Instagram name, That Kid Jaden. You should check it out.
Okay. What is it again?
That Kid Jaden.
That Kid Jaden.
That Kid Jaden.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know, look, I'm a fan. He played at LSU. I watched him. I rooted for him. You know, represent.
And he's coming back.
Thanks for joining us again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we see you next week.
Holla.